Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to our Women Together Connect. It's a joy to be together here on our Tuesday, noon Eastern community session, just to bring ourselves to this space to connect with each other and to connect with our own sense of resilience and our own sense of, just being connected to each other and connected to ourselves. I see lots of familiar faces and furry friend. And for those of you on YouTube, a warm welcome as well. So you can type in the chat, just say a little hello and where you are coming from today. And often we share a little bit just of where we are, but also a little bit about the weather. Sometimes that's nice to just know what's going on in our external weather, and then feel into our own internal weather as well. So yeah, let's just tune in and see where we're all coming from. I see chilly New Hampshire, Winchester, Massachusetts, sunny and cool. Chicago, it's scattered flurries. I have heard that it's quite cold in the Midwest today. San Francisco Bay Area, sunny and cool. Mid-80s, Tampa Bay, Florida. Wonderful. Another Antoinette in the house. Walnut Creek, California. Fall chill and sunny. St. Paul, it snowed last night. Sunny Bloomfield, Connecticut. Wonderful. So we can just take a breath and land here together in the space, and just land here in our own space, our own physical space, whatever may be going on outside, just noticing, doing a little scan, doing a little check-in of what's happening in here today. What's the internal weather? So let's just take a breath and relax. Feel the feet on the floor. And close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take a full breath in. Fill the belly. Fill the chest and the collarbone. And then relax. Exhale everything out. Just follow your own breath for a few moments here together and just noticing, what's my internal physical weather? So what's going on for me physically today? And then noticing what's my mental state. So what's going on in my mind today? And also my emotional body. What's going on for me emotionally? Just being with whatever may come up today in this moment. Not trying to fix or change anything, but just noticing. Is my mind distracted? Am I fully here? Are there any intense emotions coming up? Just being with whatever is. Then when you're ready, you can tune into an intention that you may have for today. What brought you here to this Women Together Connect space, this kind of regular heartbeat that we've built as a group, as a community, to just come together on Tuesdays and just feel into the space. What brought you here today? And you can type in an intention of what brought you here today into the chat. I'll read a few out. Connections, says Jean. Let's see if there's any in the YouTube as well. That we connect. That it's Women Together Connect that brought us here. Wonderful. So there are, I'm sure, many good reasons. Some of us have been here before, and it's a warm welcome for you if you've been here before. And if you haven't been here before and it's the first time, a warm welcome to you as well. It is very much just about connecting with ourselves and each other. Interesting conversations with authentic women, I see in the chat. Wonderful. So let's just dive in to, we'll do a little journaling practice, we'll do a little meditation, and then we will or maybe switch that around, meditation and then journaling practice. So if you have paper and a pen, that's a good time to grab it and just connect in. We're going to do a little connection with our ancestors today, and we're just going to see who shows up and be with any messages they have for us. And I find that this is often a way to just hear what we need to hear, which isn't, sometimes we're getting a lot of messages from this kind of horizontal plane. We're hearing a lot of messages from the news and messages from social media and messages from friends and our social circles of whatever kind. And we're getting a kind of constant barrage of something. But is that in alignment with our own selves and our own ancestors? And sometimes it is, and sometimes there's more there. I will say that over the last few weeks and months, I've been considering, what choices my ancestors made. What were the choices that they made in their lives, and what pushed them to make the choices that they made. And sometimes those choices were choices of desire, but I find that in my life, I've had a lot more opportunity to make choices of desire than choices of need. So, my ancestors, and I think for women, this is a very, um, apt discussion, in part because for many, many centuries, many thousands of years, women have been bought and sold and moved around and decided what happened to our bodies. Uh, Someone else decided what happened to our bodies. And so just being with that, in some cases, in some ways, that's been true for our own lives too. But there are also, I find for my own life, I've had a lot of opportunity to make choices for myself. So, with that, I think there's a lot of wisdom that our ancestors hold. I find that when people have, whether they've passed on or not, but when they have, there is a kind of connection that we can have to their wisdom that comes from the choices they were able to make, from the lives they were able to experience, and whether or not they in life would have had the best intentions for this, that, or the other thing. The fact um, that they learned what they needed to learn here on Earth, and then somehow are holding some space for us spiritually, emotionally, whatever that may be. So the invitation will be just connect into that today, and see what messages they have for us for this current moment in our life. And if that is something that's kind of out of the frame for you, typically, feel free to just connect with your own inner source of intuition. So perhaps ancestors feels a little removed and you need to connect to your own inner voice and that feels more clear for you. That's okay. Um, and all of us were born with some sort of parental lineage. And so we often consider our parents as kind of having our backs, whether they did in life or not, but kind of having our backs and then their parents at their backs. So we will do that in just a moment. And we'll just kind of sit with an awareness of them and also have compassion for wherever they may have come from, wherever they may be, um, and wherever they may be now. So we'll do a little practice of that. Um, but yeah, okay. So let's just close our eyes and just be fully in our own body. And what I'd like to do is invite a sense of connection. Will move from the horizontal to the vertical. So when we're breathing, at first we start in and out. So just feeling the breath moving in and out of the body. So feeling the breath move in through the nose and then out through the nose or the mouth. In again through the nose and then out through the nose or mouth. And then begin to feel the breath, instead of moving horizontally in and out, moving up and down. So on the inhale, feeling the breath moving into the feet. So almost as if the feet could send roots out into the earth beneath us. If we could feel the breath moving into the feet, into the roots on the inhale. And on the exhale, the breath moving up the body, out the crown of the head. So again, inhaling through the feet and exhaling through the top of the head. Again, inhaling into the feet. And then exhaling, feeling the breath open up the spine, maybe one by one on the exhale. So just following your natural breath, but feeling as the breath moves out in the exhale that you can almost feel an unlocking in each vertebrae of your spine. Exhaling up, 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 up. And really feeling an extension to the crown of your head, feeling connected almost as if there's a light above the crown of your head. And then I'd like you to picture your father on your right side and your mother on your left side. And just having them stand behind you. Again, your father on your right side and your mother on your left. And perhaps one of them, or both of them, put a hand on your shoulder. And perhaps you feel a little bit of rest. Perhaps you can lean back into their hands just a little bit. And then on your father's shoulder, seeing their parents. So your father's father on his right shoulder, and your father's mother on his left shoulder. Just feeling their presence here and what it feels like for them to come into this. And then on your mother's side, feeling your mother's father come in on her right shoulder, and your mother's mother come in on her left shoulder. Just feeling again the presence and connection of these two. And on each of your grandparents' shoulders, feeling each of their parents. So on your father's father, feeling their father on the right, their mother on the left. On your father's mother's side, feeling their father and mother on the right and left. And just going through the whole lineage. On your father's mother's side, you're just feeling the great grandparents come in. And there may be people whose faces you can't picture. And that's okay. Just feeling their presence and their connection. And just noticing what it took, all of these people, for you to get here. And then noticing all of them, all of these ancestors, as many as you'd like to fill in, as far back as you can see. Feeling them all here to support you today. All here to care for you now. All here looking at your life in this moment with encouragement and strength. Perhaps there's already a message that's coming through, but just for a moment, perhaps listening to your father's side first, and just asking, what message do you have for me? What message do you have for me today? And then on your left side to your mother's side, asking them, and maybe your mother shares it with you, what message do you have for me today? Just being with whatever message was shared. And if you don't know, if there's no words, that's okay too. In a moment when you feel that you've heard what they had to say, I'd like to invite you to, you can jot something down if you need to, but I'd like you to invite gratitude and compassion to these ancestors. So when you're ready, reconnecting with them, feeling them at your back. And maybe if it feels right for you or comfortable for you, you can lower your chin or lower your head just a little bit in reverence. Just notice what you might have to be grateful for with them at your back. Perhaps you have a message of gratitude that you'd like to share with them. For the lives they led and the choices they made and the work that they did. And also having compassion. So recognizing that we don't know all the things that they may have gone through, but just activating a sense of care. That we may not know why they made the choices they did or what they did, but our wish for them now is that they may be happy, that they may now be free from suffering, they may find ease. And then with them at your back, feeling them wishing you, may you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. Just taking in their wish for you, their compassion for you. When you're ready, you can jot down any thoughts that come up. So just picking up your head when you're ready and your eyes and finding pen and paper and just jotting down any messages that they may have shared with you, that may have come up for you, anything that you found a gratitude for. Maybe there was a voice or a person who showed up who you weren't expecting. Just jotting down what came up. And I'll give you a minute or two to do that. Give you just another 30 seconds or so. When you're ready, we can put the pen down. We can look up at each other and smile. Ready if that feels comfortable for you. And then we will turn to each other. We'll have, for those of us here in Zoom, we'll have a 20-minute breakout where we'll get to just connect with each other, which is really the highlight of our session. For those of you on YouTube, we will be back together next week and look forward to seeing you then. For us here in Zoom, this is the time where we get to really share with each other and see what came up and enjoy this time together. So we'll have about 20 minutes and then we'll come back for a few minutes at the end for a group dialogue or discussion there. So enjoy the time and we will be back together in 20 minutes.